Hello viewers, it's Central Michael from Screen Reviews bringing you a new podcast of my segment called the Boruto Review. Like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly in case you don't understand me. Also, I try not to breathe so hard during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will contain some adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will contain some adult language. Now, if you're over 18, that means you're going to watch this audio podcast recording. So anyway, let's get into the latest episode of Boruto. So basically, the episode starts off like this. So the episode starts like this. Boruto, Energen, and Shigeda were signed to this special unit, this special sensory unit that was being the special sensory unit to tackle this new security system that Eno was in charge of. So basically, this is a special Jutsu sensory unit that the Hidden Leaf Brothers had this special combined Jutsu sensory computer system that can detect enemy people, people's chakra. That way they can can sense any intruders coming in and out of the village. So basically, they had this special Jutsu sensory unit being tested out in the village today, and Shigedao, Boruto, and Energen was assigned to test out this new security system that has been developed by Eno. So basically, trying to work out the kinks and test it out for the fully go full with this new century program Jutsu shit. So anyway, but energy didn't seem very interested that spending time helping this new security system for. He didn't really feel he didn't really feel that he wasn't very interested testing out this new security system for the Hidden Leaf Village. He was not motivated, but eventually he did came around. So basically, Energen was paired with somebody else from his clan named Keijo. So basically, one member from his clan, basically his mother's clan, he was paired with. So basically, Boruto and Shikada was to test out the system, and they had to find them. So basically, the system gives them a location where Boruto and Shikada might be. They had to find them, and they had to go to that location and find them. But seems like every time, so basically that Energen's clan has sensory jutsu. So basically, not only that they had the brain mind jutsu, they had good brain mind jutsu, they also had good sensory jutsu. But it turns out that Energen was not trained in the sensory jutsu very well, but was not properly trained in the sensory jutsu. So basically, when him and Keijo went to go find Boruto and Shikadao, he kept on screwing up his sensory jutsu, and basically, Boruto and Shikada had to reveal himself to Anderson and Keijo. So basically, Anderson felt like an idiot, because he was not properly trained in this clan sensory jutsu, because Anderson's clan has not only is good with mind jutsu, they also have some good sensory jutsu as well. So basically, Anderson felt like he really messed up today, messed up all the tests for the security system, and he thought he was going to get yelled at as mom. So basically, when they got back to the sensory, where the sensory system was at, where his mom's at, he thought he was going to get yelled at his mom, but instead she did not yell at Energy. He's like, I know about today. I know that you had a hard time with your sensory jutsu. So basically, it wasn't your fault. I should have trained you more on the sensory jutsu, but I didn't want to force you. But that's all Anderson said to. That's all that Edo said to Anderson. That she was not mad at him. She was not disappointed in him. But it wasn't his fault. It was my fault. It was my fault. I should have, I should have trained you more on a clan sensory jutsu, but I didn't want to force you. But you should try it. You use the best that you could. Well, even though the Anderson thought he was going to get yelled at, but he felt more sad that he felt more sad after what Eno said, that I should have trained you with more, but I didn't want to force you. So basically, don't blame yourself. It's my fault. So basically, Energy felt even worse after his mom said that. So anyway, he had Anderson would talk to his dad's side. His side was talking about how about his grandfather. Side was talking about Anderson's father. Basically Anderson's grandfather. Anderson's grandpa or whatnot. So basically, we're talking about Anderson's father during the war, how good man he was, how he sacrificed himself and whatnot. Blah blah blah. So basically. Sai was like, you should, your mom did not yell at you. So basically, Sai said you should just sitting there, being sad over nothing. You should try to do the best. You should try to improve on your skills, the best in your own way. So anyway, and that's been the next. So basically, the next day, Energy asked Keijo to help him with his sensory jutsu, and Keijo was like, okay, I'll help you out. And so basically, the next day, Energy went to Keijo after calling it off. He helped Energy out with his sensory jutsu. So basically, they were still doing more tests for the new sensory system, and with some help from Keijo, Energy was able to properly master the sensory jutsu, but he has a range limit. So basically, he can't, he has a range limit that he can use the sensory jutsu at. So basically his range limit is like a mile, more like 8 feet. 8 feet is his limit with his sensory jutsu. So basically, he was able to find Boruto and Sikadao with his sensory jutsu. but also saw an unusual chocolate signature at a construction site, near the Henley's Gate somewhere, near the wall of the Henley's Gate somewhere. So basically, there was this construction site near the walls, near the walls that surround the Henley's Gate and shit like that. And, he saw an unusual chocolate signature. It's like, he was telling Kato that, I saw an unusual chocolate I saw an unusual chocolate signature from someone from this destruction site. So basically, Kato figured that, maybe you made a mistake, but Anakin was pretty sure that, there's somebody here with an unusual chocolate signature, but he's now gone. Well, that person, whoever they are, is now gone from the site. So basically, he told his mother that, I felt about him, protecting a unusual chocolate signature with his sensory jutsu. So basically, Keijo and his mom was like, all right then, then go ahead and investigate, and then report back. So anyway, so basically, Shikamaru and Boruto helped Anakin with his investigation. They went to go talk to the foreman about did anybody didn't show up to work today, and the foreman's assistant said that there's one person who's not at work today, who's at a wedding outside the village. So basically, Anakin was kind of right, was kind of right, gave to that information, and that's when Chikadai is saying he had a book. He had a bingo book, all the most wanted criminals, and he said that there's one who can disguise himself and also disguise his chakra signature. So basically, whoever that was that Indian was sensing with his sensory jutsu must be the guy from the bingo book. So basically, they went to go find him. So basically, the foreman guy said that the destruction worker assistant said that the guy he was talking about with their wedding outside the village, I saw him at work today, even though that was possible because that guy is outside the village today. So basically, I saw the guy he was looking for, and told him where he went. So basically, they went to the location where this intruder apostle might be, but it was a huge area. So basically, Anderson was like, remembering what his mom and dad said to him, you need to do things your own way instead of my way. So basically, Anderson also told him that, you don't need to be like me, you try to be like me, to do things your own way, and that's the same thing that side. That's the same. Ty also said the same thing that you need to do things your own way. So basically, that's when he got an idea. So basically, Inogen took out his super beast scrolls and made birds and made copies of the little birds and combined his sensory jutsu with the birds to help him find out the intruder. So basically, he was able to combine his super beast scrolls jutsu with his sensory jutsu to find the intruder and was able with the help of Boruto and Shikadao, they was able to catch the intruder imposter who was robbing a nearby was secretly robbing a nearby store unnoticed in the Leaf Village and whatnot. So basically, they was able to was to by combining his demons, his sensory jutsu with his demon, with his beast scroll jutsu, he was able to catch the intruder, who was able to catch the intruder. So anyway, when the sun was setting, I feel like when the sun when the sun was setting, he was walking home with his mom, his mom said, "I'm proud of you. You did, you mastered your sensory jutsu, and also discovered a new way how to use it with your demon scroll beast jutsu as well." So anyway, so basically, anything you have to close down the flower shop to order to do the sensory project. So basically, are you going to still do the sensory project, or are you going to go back and open up the shop? And Anderson told Anderson that I'm going to still do both. So basically, Anderson said that I love my flowers. I love selling flowers. I also love the sensory project. So basically, I can do both. So anyway, let's go back home, open up the flower shop, and had a little celebration for you for the good job that you did today. And this how the episode ended with Inogen and working home together, as mother and son. So anyway, this was a good episode for Inogen, because I always felt that Inogen was kind of more the slacker out of the new generation of ninjas. So basically, this was a good episode for Inogen. So anyway, this was a very good episode. This was a very good character development episode for Inogen. This is a very good episode for Inogen. So anyway, what do you guys think about this episode? Was it good? Was it bad? Or was it just okay or nah? Please let me know with the comments of this podcast. So anyway, like always, it's Sincere Michael from Screw You. Sign off. 1.